have Scott Gordon. We have Paul Walzer, who is chairman of Walzer Automotive Group. We have Rob Cochran, who is the president and CEO at Number One Cochran Automotive out of the Pittsburgh area. And we have Carl Schmidt, who is the founder and chairman of Hello Automotive Group.
Thank you, Ellen, and good morning. This is a topic we've been talking to a lot of our dealers about over the course of the last 5, 6, 7 years. 2 or 3 things that you're really focused on as you look at building out your dealership group of the future.
We're a small group. I've had experience working for larger groups and growing and thinking about a lot of the things that Alan discussed earlier. So, from our point of view and the way we look at things, we're concerned and we try to mitigate potential loss in the future. We look at how we're going to scale. Alan's point on there's not really economies of scale. We've found that to be difficult, but I look ahead and what's the impact of the physical costs that we have in terms of facility costs. Manufacturers don't seem to be loosening the pressure on having big expanded facilities.
I think the 2 things that are constantly evolving are customers' expectations and the ability to attract the employees in today's world. And I can't imagine that there's a dealer in this room that isn't thinking about at least one of those 2 things, if not both.
And I mentioned to Paul last night that I'm just going to say whatever Paul said I agree with, so whatever Paul said I agree with. From our standpoint, and much of this is really reinforcing what Paul said, I think it is, we look at how do we deepen the customer engagement? How do we create long-term relationships? How do we make those relationships even more intimate? And so within the confines of our geography, as we fill out the network, because I really view it as a network strategy and not just the assimilation of these individual boxes, right? It's a network strategy serving a group of customers in a defined geography.
In terms of connecting with Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z, in terms of maybe just educate the group as to what you're seeing in terms of the next generation.
And there's a word that I'm going to say that I was hearing what Paul was saying when you asked what is he focusing on, and he said people, hiring, and customer experience. And hearing Alan speak and having the opportunity to be invited into a lot of, like many of you, owners' offices and executive rooms, there's a word that I don't hear, but it's the one word that contextualizes all this as you ask that question, and the word is conviction.
How about a round of applause for our panelists? Great.